I have predictions for the Auburn Mississippi State game coming up in... Go. As always, I'll remind you that I record on Friday, so I don't get to see the Mississippi State Florida game before recording or the Auburn Southern Miss game. At the time of this recording, ESPN's predictor has Auburn with a 49.3% chance of winning and Mississippi State with a 50.7% chance. I'd say that's pretty close, so maybe we should look into it. But who do I think will win? And who do you think will win? Comment below and let me know. Per usual, I'm going to start off talking quarterbacks. Jarrett Stidham is 63 for 97 for 718 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. That is a 64.9% completion percentage and 7.4 yards per completion. He also has 2 rushing touchdowns. Still, I think a lot of Auburn fans would agree that even against tough defenses like Washington and LSU, Stidham is underperforming a little bit, at least statistically. He was also unable to secure a victory with a decent lead for the second year in a row against LSU. They lost the fourth quarter 13-0 and 9-0 respectively in those 2 games. For Mississippi State, Nick Fitzgerald is 41 for 80 for 542 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. That puts him at a disappointing 51.3% completion percentage with 6.8 yards per clip. Luckily for Nick, he has his legs as well. He's rushed for 286 yards this season, which is 5.7 yards per carry, and he has 5 rushing touchdowns. The competition has been stiffer for Stidham, so he has an excuse. But with the added dimension of Nick Fitzgerald's legs, he may have the slight edge when it comes to the quarterback position in this game at least. It could go a long way in bringing the defense up so you can throw over top of them. Speaking of the defenses, I do like Auburn's more than I do Mississippi State's. Outside of a poor fourth quarter against LSU, Auburn's defense has been stout, including against Washington. Even with that fourth quarter, they've given up 12.5 points per game, which is phenomenal. You can win a lot of games with that kind of defensive effort. The Bulldogs, though, have given up 13.5 points per game, which is also good, but against weaker competition. They also let Kentucky hang 28 on them. More alarming than that, they gave up 229 rushing yards to the Wildcats. Benny Snell in particular rushed 25 times for 165 yards, which is 6.6 yards per. And he scored all 4 of Kentucky's touchdowns. And I have him on my imaginary fantasy football team. While Auburn's rushing attack isn't as potent as it was with Kylin Johnson, they still should be able to take advantage of a noted area of weakness, at least based off of Joe Moorehead's SEC debut. Speaking of Moorehead, who do I like between him and Gus Malzahn from a coaching perspective? Now in the past, I've gotten plenty of love from Auburn fans on my channel, so I'm very thankful for that. Auburn and Washington fans have been extremely encouraging after that first preview video, and I've really wanted to create content ever since. Thank you guys so much. It means a ton when people interact to something you work hard on. An extra 20 hours of my schedule are dedicated to this YouTube channel, so I'm thankful for you. With that said, if you did see my Washington-Auburn preview, I'm not the biggest Gus Malzahn fan. I was very impressed last season when he was able to knock off Georgia and Alabama, so I know he has it in him and I know what he's capable of. But I don't know, it's Auburn. I feel like they deserve better. On the flip side, Joe Moorehead is in his first year, and I know all too well as a Michigan fan how good a Joe Moorehead offense can be. Still, the OC position and being a head coach are 2 completely different things, and I know all too well what happens when an offensive-minded coach runs your team, or ruins your team. In terms of these 2 guys, the jury's still out. I want to say Joe Moorehead because of the X's and the O's that he brings to the table, but he hasn't really proven anything yet, and we'll have to see over time. This game, as I'm sure most could agree, has SEC defensive battle written all over it. However, it is important to note that in 2016, Auburn won 38-14 in Starkville, and in 2017, they won 49-10 at Jordan-Hare. I myself am a big fan of going off of recent trends while still considering who is there and who is not there when it comes to coaches and players. With Kylin Johnson gone and the running game going down a notch, and with Dan Mullen out and Joe Moorehead in, I feel like I can't really go off of the past too much to help me. Instead, I'll just stick with the defenses. It's how Auburn beat Georgia and Alabama last season, it's how they beat Washington this season, and it's how they should have beat LSU this season. They'll limit Fitzgerald to have to throw to win, and that 51.3% completion percentage tells me that it won't bode well for him. Fitzgerald, of course, makes me nervous. I could see him proving me wrong and having a Kellen Mond type performance against Clemson. He definitely has the talent to make things happen on his own. But for me, that's just it. He's only one guy. I think Auburn will be better with the run game, and Stidham will play mistake-free conservative football. Auburn will be methodical and well-balanced, while Mississippi State will have to resort to always running Fitzgerald. He's going to get fatigued, he's going to get tired, and they're going to become one-dimensional. It's always hard for me to pick the away team, especially in college football, but in this case, I think the Tigers will get it done on the road against the Fighting Cowbells. I like Auburn 31-20. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Again, I appreciate your support. Enjoy your college football weekend this weekend, and go blue, or go orange, or go purple, or go yellow, or whatever your team is. Go that, as long as it's not the Buckeyes or Michigan State. But I mean, even if you're a Buckeye or a Spartan, you're welcome on this channel anytime. I don't take things to heart. I have fun with it. And it's just football banner at the end of the day. That's all I got for today. I'll see you soon. God bless and take care.